ability for parents to select the sex of their child has been made possible by the advancement of technology with fertility procedures. But should parents be able to choose the sex of their child? If yes, is it beneficial to today's modern world or not? First, let's take a look at the two sides of it. Today's parents want the option to select the sex of their child, and there are a lot of reasons why a couple would want to take this route. And having the privilege to choose the sex of your child may give a lot of positives to you. Like, of course, you might be more happier because you'll get your more preferred sex of your child, and also you'll be able to properly set or organize your family. Like, you can set if how many girls or boys you want in your family. But are these reasons enough that you can already have the right to choose the gender of your child? In my opinion, definitely not. Parents must not be allowed to choose the gender of their child. Religiously speaking, God blessed the mother with a child, and He is creating that child in His image. He has a purpose for the child, and everything about the child before it was even born is part of His purpose. Maybe I'm just superstitious, but I feel that children are a blessing, and to tamper with what you are meant to be given creates an imbalance, be it in karma or the universe. Another is, it's definitely not natural. Things could go wrong, and the child could go with complications all his or her life, which can be a great expense. But why is it unnatural? The procedure is called in vitro fertilization, or more known as IVF. IVF is a process of fertilization where an egg is combined with sperm outside the body, in vitro. And the method used in IVF is called pre-implantation genetic diagnosis, or PGD, and is the most accurate technique for gender selection, with an almost 100% success rate. The selection of the baby's sex is made before the embryo is implanted to the woman's uterus. Embryos are incubated until they reach the stage of 6 to 10 cells each. Then one cell is carefully removed. Then the only healthy embryos of the desired gender are implanted into the woman's uterus. After a successful implantation, the mother will know she is expecting the sex she asked for. By hearing that, does it scare you? You know what? Think about this. I do think that gender selection creates a template, and these questions always come to my mind. Where will we go from there? Will we start to create babies of a certain athletic ability or intelligence level? Or will it stop? And what of all the unwanted fetuses that don't match the ticket list of their demanding would be parents? Does that sit well with you? Will it fully destroy the natural way of birth? It's pretty obvious that these questions go to our mind because of the way how technology works right now. But I always believe that technology should not rule every aspect of life. But instead, we should appreciate what we have, and having a healthy baby is a gift. We should give our sense of entitlement on at least something as precious as this. And just because we are able to do something, technology speaking, doesn't mean we should do it. But I think we should not completely ban this type of procedure, because there is one instance that this thing definitely helps. And that one and only one condition in which the parents should be able to choose is on the basis of medical purposes, wherein if the child is likely to inherit genes for a condition which is harmful to them. According to DAL 2003, in order to avoid a world of trouble and to harm to both the child and the parents, some people are encouraged to go about this method in order to prevent a multitude of medical problems in the future. But if the reason of the parents is that they only want to be just more happier, that's why they're going to choose that certain sex for their child, then they must remember that babies are not commodities. They're not born to satisfy our desires or dreams, and we can't dispose any of them if they don't meet our requirements. So, if we allow or permit sex selection, we have not opened the door for technology apparently. We have likely opened the door for them. To conclude this argument, I'd say we should not be given the right to choose our child's sex, because doing so may harm society and may will harm the child and the rest of the family. But honestly, it's not just about harming the society or having an imbalance in the gender, but it's simply about being a true parent. If you're not prepared to accept and parent either a boy or a girl, then you know what? You're not ready to be a parent, or you're not deserving to be a parent.